NATO invitations Finland, Sweden to sign up for, says Russia is at direct risk. 2/7 Madrid NATO invited Sweden and Finland on Wednesday to enroll in the Navy alliance in considered one of the biggest shifts in European protection in decades after Russia's invasion of Ukraine driven Helsinki and Stockholm to drop their traditional of neutrality. NATO's 30 allies took the decision at their summit in Madrid and additionally agreed to officially treat Russia because the maximum widespread and direct danger to the allies' safety, according to a summit assertion. Today, we've got decided to ask Finland and Sweden to grow to be participants of NATO, NATO leaders said of their declaration, after Turkey lifted a veto on Finland and Sweden becoming a member of. Ratification in Allied parliaments is possibly to take into 12 months, but once its miles executed, Finland and Sweden can be included by way of NATO's Article 5 Collective Defense Clause, placing them underneath America's defensive nuclear umbrella. We will make certain we're capable of protect all allies, which includes Finland and Sweden, Stoltenberg stated. In the period in between, the Allies are set to grow their troop presence inside the Nordic location, preserving extra army physical activities and naval patrols in the Baltic Sea to reassure Sweden and Finland. After 4 hours of talks in Madrid on Tuesday, Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan agreed together with his Finnish and Swedish opposite numbers a chain of security measures to allow the two Nordic countries to conquer the Turkish veto that Ankara imposed in May because of its concerns approximately terrorism. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization became based in 1949 to guard towards the Soviet risk. Russia's February 24 invasion of Ukraine gave the organization a new impetus after disasters in Afghanistan and inner discord for the duration of the generation of former U.S. President Donald Trump. We are sending a sturdy message to Russian President Vladimir Putin, you will not win, Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez said in a speech. Allies additionally agreed on NATO's first new strategic concept, its master-making plans file in a decade. Russia, previously classed as a strategic partner of NATO, is now identified as NATO's fundamental danger. Russia's invasion of Ukraine is an instantaneous danger to our Western way of life, Belgian Prime Minister Alexander De Croo delivered, citing the wider impact of the conflict, inclusive of growing electricity and food costs. The Making Plans report also stated China as an assignment for the primary time, setting the degree for the 30 allies to devise to deal with Beijing's transformation from a benign buying and selling companion to a fast-growing competitor from the Arctic to cyberspace. Unlike Russia, whose war in Ukraine has raised extreme issues in the Baltics of an attack on NATO territory, China is not an adversary, NATO leaders said. But Stoltenberg has again and again referred to as on Beijing to sentence Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which Moscow says is a special operation. More NATO. At the summit, NATO agreed a longer-term support bundle for Ukraine, in addition to the billions of greenbacks already pledged in weapons and financial aid. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said that arms might remain supplied to Kyiv, which seeks assist to overpower Russian artillery, specifically in Japanese Ukraine, wherein Russia is slowly advancing in a grinding battle of attrition. The message is, we will maintain to achieve this and to do this intensively for so long as it is vital to allow Ukraine to guard itself, Scholz stated. The Western Alliance is likewise in agreement that large allies which includes America, Germany, Britain and Canada pre-assign troops, weapons and system to the Baltics and accentuate education sporting activities. NATO is likewise aiming to have as many as 300,000 troops geared up for deployment in case of conflict, part of an enlarged NATO response pressure. Russia is achieving the other of what Putin sought while he released his battle in Ukraine in component to counter the enlargement of NATO, Western leaders say. Both Finland, which has a 1,300 kilometers (810-mile) border with Russia, and Sweden, home of the founding father of the Nobel Peace Prize, at the moment are set to carry well-trained militaries into the NATO, aimed at giving the alliance Baltic Sea superiority. One of the most important messages from President Putin become that he become in opposition to any similarly NATO enlargement, Stoltenberg said on Tuesday evening. He desired much less NATO. Now President Putin is getting more NATO on his borders.